All right, guys, this is going to be, I'm going to be reading a comment thread, and because I find it very interesting, there's many points brought up in here that I find interesting, and I know a lot of people get caught up in these forms of ideas that this person is talking about, and I just want to clear these things up. Maybe it'll help other people. This video was from, I think, about a month ago. It takes a near-death experience to shake us awake to the reality, however that ends. But this comment is from Joe Lex. He says, how about we are here to learn? Let me make sure this is recording. Yep. Learn to love unconditionally, to help others, and to help make the world a better place. And I'm going to read his comments and my replies. And first of all, that's complete horseshit. We aren't here to love or learn anything, nothing. We are born whole. The only reason we think we need to learn anything is because we were separated from our wholeness at birth. So that whole thing is just, it will put you on the never-ending search for knowledge. And to help others, you can't help others until you help yourself. And if you've never healed from your childhood abuse and came to terms with these things, then you can't help anybody. All of that, again, is all virtue signaling. Thinking you're helping other people when you haven't even helped yourself is complete virtue signaling and martyrdom. The so-called programming we receive is part of what we need to navigate the physical world. Completely untrue. Every creature goes through this on some level. Birds learn from their parents, as do rabbits and bears. So do humans. No. This is such a skewing, and we get back and forth into this stuff. In the case of humans, there is a very broad spectrum of behaviors that constitute humanity. If one completely disengages from this spectrum of behaviors, not only will they end up in a straitjacket, or could possibly even fail to survive altogether. And that's the thing. That is how they keep you from healing and reclaiming your wholeness and your authority and not needing anything outside of you, is by telling you that if you completely disengage from humanity, from all of these things that make us human, the drama of being human, then you'll end up in a straitjacket or not even survive. And listen to how he worded that. You'll fail to survive altogether. Why do I want to survive? We're not here to survive. The whole survival thing is all part of the ego, is all part of the slavery systems and constructs that have been set upon us. Period. It's that simple, guys. We aren't apex predators. We are humans, human. Okay? We are light beings. We were never meant to sit here and consume and buy things and talk about celebrities and worship other people and all of this crazy nonsense that we do. These are all constructs of our enslavement, period. Listen to what he says. The best we can hope for is to get through this life with lessons learned and hopefully make a positive difference in the lives of the people around us. This is all toxic positivity. This is all not thinking critically. He even says you can only go so far, and then you just got to leave that alone. You can't just research. You can't think not even research, not go out there, research, just think how bad we are off as humanity. You just got to accept these things for what they are, because it's part of the human experience, and we have to have these experiences and just keep on propagating, perpetuating this stuff, because that's just being human. So it's not even addressing the fact that we are being steered in directions. This isn't being human. They are literally just steering us and laying the foundation for whatever they want us to do. All we're doing is just walking blindly and obeying. So I responded back. I think that the whole we are here to learn reason is gaslight. I think that the whole we are here to learn is gaslighting the situation. What are the millions of children who are born into sex slavery and unspeakable abuse and trauma and die at an early age here to learn? What are the billions born into abject poverty, oppression, and slavery here to learn? What are the rest that are born into indentured servitude, wage slavery here to learn? We are a species suffering, and if you can't answer those, all of these Jesus freaks, all these people who are saying that we're here in other religions, and all these people who are saying we're here to learn lessons, what? Answer that. Answer that. What are the millions of children, billions of children who are born into sex slavery and because you think that it's only a couple people here and there. This is everywhere. Even in America, this could be your neighbor right next door. You don't even know. Look at all the stories that are coming out right now, just on my channel alone, from strangers that have dealt with all kinds of abuse. This is everywhere. This is pervasive. That's what I'm saying. If you haven't suffered any of this, then you are a privileged person, and you need to shut your mouth and quit propagating the lies and the horseshit and the fantasies of there's an invisible God that loves everybody, and that he cares about you, and that he's there for you, and that he eases pain, and that he does all the things. It's a complete horseshit. It's a made-up fantasy that only privileged people would even try to push out of their faces. We are a species suffering from cognitive dissonance, and most display Stockholm syndrome. This illusion of fear, lack, desire, never-ending consumption, etc., has been intentionally constructed to enslave us and keep us from realizing that we were born whole, needing nothing outside ourselves. Our authority was stripped at birth, and we have been operating in ego survival ever since. It is our choice to reclaim our authority, face things for what they are, detach from this 3D illusion, heal, and walk in truth, fact, and reality. Unfortunately, most will stay in Plato's cave, choosing the distraction over having to utilize the faculties of their mind, initiate personal responsibility, and be disciplined to follow through on the journey to healing. Thank you for the comment. However, I strongly disagree that we are here to participate and propagate our own enslavement by taking part in the illusion of working for a fake currency, supporting wage slavery, acquisition of material possessions, choosing to be ruled by others, toxic positivity, fake elections, toxic religions, endless entertainment, bred in circuses, and on and on and on. Best wishes. Take care. He replied back, "You offered criticism without presenting any solutions." Now, this is what these people say. See, they don't want to think critically. So, like all the points I just mentioned, he says, I offered criticism, that I criticize, but I don't offer any solutions. So right off the bat, he can't even admit to every single, because he knows he can't fight anything I just said. It's 100% fact, 100% true. There's no denying any of it. Unless, like I said, you are so privileged and so, been so coddled in a safe space your whole life that you have no clue what's going on outside of you. Okay? But this is what they do. Even Christians do this. They say, well, you offer criticism, but you're not giving any solutions. They want a solution. So regardless, they are happy to live in their little box and be safe in their beliefs and their hopes and their wishes and their toxic positivity, than to admit, oh my God, yeah, I guess my thought process doesn't go very deep, does it? It doesn't answer any of this, and all of this is going on. So yeah, maybe I should look for a better solution. They won't do that. And they refuse to listen to anybody else that is not leading with a solution. They want a savior. They want an answer. It doesn't matter how crazy that answer is. It doesn't matter if that answer doesn't contain any logical thinking, critical thinking, common sense. If it goes against everything that you observe with your eyes and your own experience or the experiences of others, it doesn't matter. They just want an answer because it makes them feel safe. Oh, we're just here to learn lessons. Okay, everything's all right. No, it's okay. It's okay. Everything's all right. We're just here to learn lessons. I mean, that's lunacy. That's scared. That is scared children in adult bodies. Scared, traumatized, abused children that never healed and faced their shit, that never came to terms with anything or thought critically, and just jumped at the first answer they could think. Oh, we're here to learn lessons. That's how I've definitely been learning lessons my whole life. I went to school for 12 years learning lessons. Yeah, it's crazy. You got to be in doing this journey, doing this and breaking away from all these authorities and all these supposed fantasy answers, quick answers, easy answers, and not thinking critically and getting to the bottom of it and challenging your beliefs. Again, belief is for slaves. I know. I don't believe a fucking thing. I know. There's no doubt in my mind. Am I wrong sometimes and I readjust? Yes, but I don't believe anything. Belief is relying on the efficacy of another, and I don't do that shit. I use my own observation, my eyes, my ears, my heart, my intuition. I think, I fucking, and that's the way I process all these things. Maybe karma is real, or maybe the whole God and the devil scenario is real. I don't know. While the human dysfunctions that you pointed out are the reality for a large portion of the human population, nothing has changed since the beginning of time. How does he know this? Because this is what these people want to do. They want to say, well, look at history. Look at history. Guys, history is written by the winners. We have sat here in our own lifetimes and watched them skew, lie, manipulate, and place a veil over what really happens every fucking day, all day, of everything. They lie about everything. You can see something with your own eyes and they twist it completely to fit a narrative. Guys, we are living out a narrative. If we can't believe what they're telling us of events that are happening now within the past decade, how in the hell are we going to believe anything that they're saying about what happened hundreds and thousands of years ago? It's all a lie. The whole lie that, oh, we're at the best place ever in humanity, where you should just be thankful. You should just shut up and be thankful you got a job and a house and you can afford a car, and look how privileged, look how great you got it. Oh, Jesus is great. Oh, humanity's really making some headway. It's all a lie, guys. We are living out a script that this matrix is playing that's keeping us in this circle. And this matrix, see, this thing runs off of gematria, because every single bit of news that's national, international, every single sporting event that is college level and higher, everything that happens in the political scene, everything that happens that is big, is completely scripted by gematria, and it all feeds energy into this system. All of it. It is all scripted, guys. We are living out a narration. Humanity is being led around by the nose. We are marionettes. Right? It is a game. So he says, there has always been suffering and there always will be. As far as we know from their fake-ass history that they keep pushing down our throats. The best we can do is not cause others to suffer and try to leave suffering wherever we find it. That is not the best we can do. But yes, that is a smart thing to do. That would be definitely a human thing to do, is to not cause others to suffer and try to leave suffering. Yes. And common sense. So I reply back. Joe Lex, my whole channel is on my journey to the solution of our enslavement. So I immediately addressed his, you aren't offering any solutions. He obviously watched one video of mine and started commenting, horse shit that he heard from somewhere, that we're just here to learn lessons. And he was like, oh, makes sense. Okay, I'm going to go around. That's my new dogma. That's my new testament to life. We're here to learn lessons. How's your lesson going? Do you think that there is going to be a quick answer and magically everyone is out from under the enslavement? The history you refer to is the one that is being written by the winners. We have been fed a narrative that perpetuates and propagates our enslavement. Just because the truth is difficult doesn't mean by ignoring it and fantasizing of some other version of it that makes it any less real. You may not know what the truth is, and I would say because you are still looking at others for it, and that's important. That people like this, people that keep on going outside themselves for the answers, people who refuse to do their healing, people who can't critically think because they haven't done any healing or pulled away detached from the material world and the possessions and all this shit, they are stuck. They cannot think for themselves. They are unable to process anything other than what they are told, because again, it's all part of the construct of enslavement. They put you in school, and the school teaches you for 12 years at your formidable age, between the ages of 5 and 18. They teach you how not to critically think, how to fall in line, how to obey, how to receive the answers from the government or whatever authority figure, your job, your whoever's above you, and just accept, and do what we tell you. That's what you're taught how to do. So I told him, I said, you may not know what the truth is, and I would say because you are still looking to others for it. The truth is in us, and we can either face it and act accordingly, or we can refuse to acknowledge what is apparent and theorize whatever is convenient to dispel the cognitive dissonance. Again, guys, because if you are not addressing your healing and facing all these things and unraveling everything and detaching from everything and reclaiming your authority and accepting that things are what they are outside you, a complete fucking shit show of an illusion, then you are stuck in cognitive dissonance anytime you try to think outside that box that you have been placed in. And so the only way to get out of that box is to face the cognitive dissonance, which causes you to go, and instead of thinking critically, because again, that was stolen from us, and they taught us how not to think critically through schooling and in indoctrination centers. So, you have to, or you're going to defend your cognitive dissonance, because cognitive dissonance hurts. It gives you a headache. It makes you go, it makes your whole electrical system freak out. It makes you go not feel good. It makes you sick to your stomach. And so, because your whole world's getting shaken, right? And so we have to face this. You have to sit with you have to realize the only reason you get cognitive dissonance is because you are a sick individual that needs to heal. To come here and watch one video and dismiss what I am saying by attempting to say that I offer no solutions is typical of someone who is scrolling YouTube looking for the How to Escape Enslavement for Dummies version of a lifelong journey. Also, when I speak of children being born into abuse, I was one of those. When I speak of wage slavery, I speak for all of us. If you are in denial of the state of our species, you haven't even started the healing process. The first step is to recognize and accept things for what they are. The second step is reclaiming your authority. It appears you are in denial of the fundamental fact of our existence and attempting to make yourself feel better with life about learning lessons. Rhetoric. So, if you guys don't understand what I'm saying, please leave comments. That may help you sleep at night, but otherwise you are putting a Band-Aid on an infected gaping wound, which I like to say a Band-Aid on a broken leg. You are welcome to go through my videos and see what would help you begin your journey of truth and give you courage to start that process. I do hope you find the strength inside of yourself to overcome the fear of starting such an arduous journey. Best wishes. He replied back, this is me again. I added another reply to his comment. I have another channel. The name is Embodied Souls. The video Truth, Fact, Reality is a good one to watch to be able to discern what is real and what is illusion. Again, guys, if you haven't watched that video, you need to go watch that. And there's another one I posted right before or right after that deals with the other side of Truth, Fact, and Reality. So both those videos are fundamental. If this is new to you or you're having problems understanding all this, those two videos, Truth, Fact, and Reality, that's on this channel, and then the one right before or right after that. And they're both pegboard talks. I got pegboards with 3x5 cards with all these words on them, and I go through step by step how the enslavement works, and the enslavement works with belief. That's the very first step in enslavement. Also, the video right before or after that one, where I go over the steps of enslavement and how to recognize the signs of being placed under illusion, is an informative video on how to recognize the matrix we live in. Also, I have categorized many of the videos on this channel into playlists that are easy to peruse. Take care. Okay, he replies back, I will check out your other videos. In my opinion, our position, and that's the problem, is that people want to throw their opinions all around all the time. There are billions of opinions. Opinions come from enslavement. Opinions come from confusion. Opinions come from lies. Opinions come from manipulations. Opinions come from living in illusion. Opinions come from your ass. I don't care about your opinion. You shouldn't give a fuck about mine. If I'm not talking truth, fact, and reality, and it doesn't resonate down deeply and shake the very core of you and get your electrical signals moving in your body, then who gives a fuck about an opinion? We can sit here and theorize trillions of different things on trillions of different subjects. That's the whole fucking, this realm loves when you do that. Sit there and just come up with ideas. Oh, it could be this, it could be that. Let's spend the next 30 years fucking thinking about that bullshit. Or you can critically think, take things down to their fucking absolute core level, the beginning, and then work your way from there. And come to conclusions and know things and trust yourself instead of just constantly being wishy-washy and, I don't know, maybe my opinion's wrong. Maybe you're right. Maybe there is a Jesus. Maybe you're right. Maybe we're just here to learn lessons. Maybe you're right. Maybe there's a Buddha. Maybe you're right. Maybe there's, I mean, it's so stupid, guys. Okay, I will check out your other videos. In my opinion, our positions on the state of humanity are not that far apart. Where we differ is in you thinking humanity can, our positions are extremely far apart. Where we differ is in your thinking humanity can be fixed, and me thinking that it is not meant to be fixed, but rather survived. I never said humanity can be fixed. I never said that. So he's putting words in my mouth. And him thinking that it's not meant to be fit. So he thinks humanity's just, we're here to survive. Just do whatever you can. That goes back to that apex predator mindset. That is such an enslaved mindset that to think that we're here to survive. That's crazy. I mean, that right there should tell you something is wrong. Wait a minute. We're not, what the hell? We're not here to survive. What's going on? Why do I even feel like that? Those are the questions you have. Why the fuck do I even feel like that? Oh, because all these systems of control are in place. Well, why are they in place? Oh, because it's meant to be. I see. I mean, come on, now then you finally get somewhere. Otherwise, you're just spinning in circles going, oh, I'm surviving, learning lessons. I believe in reincarnation and that the purpose of each life is to derive what good we can from each life. I hate the current state of the world every bit as much as you do and would change it if I could. I also believe, like you, that individual change is the only change that is possible. Now, see, at least he's engaging me. He's opened up and engaging in this. The thing is that he's trying to say that, he went from saying one thing to saying, to expanding it into much more than what he was saying at the beginning. That individual change is the only change that is possible. Marx tried to fix humanity by eliminating greed to perfect man, and in the process ignored human nature to the detriment of his plan. I don't care about Marx. I don't care what Marx did. The only thing I like what Marx said was religion is the opiate of the masses. Otherwise, I could give a fuck less about Marx. but nobody, he tried to fix humanity. How's one man going to fix humanity? That's that savior mode. That's that whole ego thing. That's all fake, guys. This is an individual thing, period. This is no saviors, no leaders, no fucking nothing is going to fix this. It is each individual person, period. And that is that simple, which is extremely simple. There has never been a truly just society, again, because he's believing history. There have always been birth defects, injuries, and death. The earth itself periodically takes actions that destroy humanity, supposedly. But look at all the geoengineering we have, the weather modification. That shit's been around forever. This matrix, there's nothing new under the sun. All our computers, all this technology that's coming out now, this stuff is so regurgitated, and it's nothing. Think about this. It's nothing compared to whatever technology they had that built the goddamn pyramids. It's nothing compared to the archaeology that was built thousands, supposedly, if you want to believe, their dating systems, which I don't at all, but thousands of years ago, all of these buildings that we can't even replicate today with our high-speed technology, and they built then. How about our bodies that are so technically advanced, all the supercomputers in the world can't even compare. So you see what I'm saying? Like, that we are given a script of humanity that we're slowly evolving, slowly getting better, slowly progressing. It's all a lie, guys. They're keeping us in a circle. So that way we look back and go, well, at least we're better than back then. Look how much we've learned. Oh, we just got to keep on going, keep on plugging along. The answer's going to come. The savior's going to come. It's all fantasy, man. And until you start thinking, you're in trouble. You're believing, which again keeps you, is the very first step of enslavement, is believing. The earth, it's okay. Evidence suggests that there have been several different advanced societies to our own, possibly as many as 5, but they all ended due to some form of cataclysm. How do you know? You're being told that. How did people putting this history together? It's so fucking, dude, that shit's such a lie and fantasy game. It's like believing in goddamn dinosaurs. Complete horse shit. With that kind of history, it is no surprise that driving sentiment. Exactly. It's no surprise. Yeah, it's no surprise. You ever think about that? Why is it no surprise? Oh, maybe because it's scripted. That driving sentiment behind our survival is self-interest. I can tell by your writing that you are deeply intelligent and have spent a large part of your life thinking about the meaning of life and how to make this a better world. I applaud you for that and that you took the next step and started several channels. And I appreciate that you thought enough about my comment to very thoughtfully reply. We just have different opinions on the nature of our existence. No, mine is not an opinion. This is not an opinion, guys. Look, you got to get down to the fact and reality of these things. The whole you have your opinion, I have mine, and there's billions of other people out there with 7 billion other opinions, and it's okay. We just have to love each other and accept each other while these fucking controllers just tell us what to do and keep us enslaved, and we're just here to learn lessons. Yeah, guys, see what I'm saying? You got to think about this. You have to get down to the root. When you get down to the root, you can start laying your strong foundation. But until then, you're stuck in that, well, everybody's got their opinion, and I could change my mind tomorrow, and you just never know. I mean, nobody really knows. We're just learning lessons. Well, how are you learning lessons if you don't even know what you're learning or why you're learning it? It's horseshit, guys. It's so stupid. But at least he's being reasonable enough to hold a conversation. Okay. So I replied back. I never said I think humanity can be fixed. Again, I address every point he mentions. That's the thing, is that he's not addressing any of mine. He just goes off on these little tangents and then brings up other things that I hadn't addressed before, and he's just grasping for me not to be right, for him not to have to think that critically, for him not to have to accept truth, for him to just keep in his little fantasy world that has supported his, and I'm not being mean, Joe Lex. I'm not trying to be mean, dude. I'm sorry if you're a girl. I'm just saying that, getting down to it without coddling people and going, oh, yes, you have your opinion. You're so sweet. Thank you for having a conversation. I'm just saying, guys, I'm trying to get everybody else to think. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get people to see the reality of this conversation. You can't just walk away from these things constantly throughout your life and just refuse to critically think and figure things out on your own. You can't keep going to outside sources for the answers. You can't keep trusting in history that they skew right in front of us, and then all of a sudden now you're gonna believe. You can't believe what happened last week, but you're gonna sit there and believe what these people are telling you happened 500 years ago, or 1,000 years ago, or 10,000, or millions of years ago. Dinosaurs roamed the earth. I mean, just so stupid. You got to get out of that. I can't be surrounded. I can't physically be surrounded by people who refuse to come out of that. I can't have a conversation with somebody and then them go, hey, nice conversation, but you got your opinion, I got mine. I won't have any more conversations with them. They're a waste of my time. So I addressed immediately the very first thing he tried to passively say. I never said I think humanity can be fixed. My only answer for anything is personal responsibility and discipline. Also, the point that the only life worth living is one in which our thoughts, words, and actions are in alignment, and we are exercising what little free will we have in the faculties of our minds. This obviously entails recognizing no authority outside ourselves and being true to our authentic self, and recognizing that we need nothing outside ourselves, and the only reason we feel lack, desire, fear, etc. is due to the programming of these unnatural, inorganic, abusive systems of social control and governance placed purposefully upon us at birth by a matrix illusion that requires our one true form of currency, which is our attention, to even exist. So none of this exists without our attention. And that's how the matrix works, is it steals our attention from us. I think these cataclysms you speak of are purposely orchestrated resets of humanity, as so many years after a reset, humanity as a species catches on en masse to the illusion and no longer serves the purpose of the energy generating cattle we are enslaved to be. I think all events in the world are narrated and manipulated to generate energy through gematria, and there is nothing organic or pure outside ourselves and our own experiences. We are eternal souls experiencing a very short physical existence that at the moment I see it as us getting tricked to continuously reincarnating here to make this shit show a better place. My concern lies not in the course of where the brain-dead masses and mindless minions are headed, but in each of us as we are so given the glimpse of our inherent ability, capability, and powers, take it upon ourselves to break free from the mold and face our shit, reclaim our authority, and heal. Honesty, courage, empathy, and integrity are essential in this process. Whether by each one of us taking it upon ourselves and accepting our personal responsibility brings with it a change in energies that break this all-encompassing matrix illusion and frees humanity is an interesting thought. However, it is just a theory, and I am still too deep in my healing process to concern myself over what the course of our species is in the future. Again, I could care less about the future. I don't give a good goddamn about their history of what the past is. I live in today and utilize my thought process, the faculties of my mind, reasoning, intelligence, and will, and that's how we are supposed to live. Not living in some fantasy future in some narrated, created, scripted past that's been spoon-fed to us to keep us enslaved. That was a little over a month ago, maybe almost 2 months ago. I left this comment and I told him, I said, I don't know for sure of these things that I'm going to read that again. Whether by each one of us taking it upon ourselves and accepting our personal responsibility brings with it a change in energies that break this all-encompassing matrix illusion and frees humanity is an interesting thought. However, it is just a theory, and I am still too deep in my healing process to concern myself over what the course of our species is in the future. I look around and conclude that we are in the beginning of another reset as we speak. I am extremely intelligent, just like I think we all are. Maybe the difference is I have never cared what anybody thinks and always despised groupthink and authority. Therefore, I have always spoke my mind and thought differently than most neurodivergent. They have now classed my type of personality as many different mental disorders in the DSM. True, I have many mental disorders, but only because I adamantly refuse to follow their orders. I have been a roofer for 20 years and was a highly functioning alcoholic for over 25 years. So most of my life I was keeping myself dumbed down to even be able to mentally cope with the idiocracy in which we find ourselves. I appreciate your articulate synopsis of where your thoughts are and welcome more of your comments. It is refreshing to be surrounded by those who choose to have the courage to think for themselves. Welcome and take care. He replied back, "Thank you for that. I agree with most of what you shared. I too personally find solace in the bottle, probably because it makes it easier to fit in by slowing myself down. My view is that the soul is what really matters. We incarnate to receive the lessons we need to train the soul." Again, completely wrong. Quantum physics indicates that our physical reality is made up of some subatomic particles that rotate. The speed of particle rotation determines our position within reality. See, again, he hasn't even thought critically and dealt with his own shit and faced these things and worked his way through them. And he's talking about what quantum physics is saying about things speeding around and all this crazy shit. So again, relying on experts, relying on the answers, relying on teachers, relying on government, because all that shit comes from government anyways. It's all government funded. You're going to hear exactly what they want to say. This allows for an unlimited number of realities to occupy the same space and time. The lower vibrations are more dark and dangerous. Higher, I don't believe that. Dark and dangerous, why are we afraid of dark? That is a whole construct to be afraid of dark. Higher vibrations are more enlightened and philosophical, sort of like heaven and hell. Pettiness, substance abuse, and malevolence are a cause and effect of lower vibrations. Philanthropy, meditation, and unselfishness are a way to achieve higher vibrations. In the end, I think we are on the same page. What are your thoughts on astral projection? And I responded back, we went back and forth on some other stuff, but I think that's good for now. If you guys want to read the rest of that string, if you guys would like to read the rest, there's a few more of me and him going back and forth there. But that was the gist of it. That string of comment section was left on the video. It takes a near-death experience to shake us awake to the reality. It was left reality of where we are. I don't know how I finished that off, but it's either on, I don't know if it's on this channel or the other channel, Richard Swink, but you guys can go check that out. It was between me and Joe Lex, 7966. But yeah, and check out, you can actually read. If you guys are new to what my thought processes are and the critical, the levels of critical thinking I go through to get to these answers. These are answers for me. These are truths. These are unequivocal, non-shaky. I have my foundation and I know these things. Again, if I told him on the parts the thing I was theorizing about was, if once we do all heal, will it create an energy shift and crack this matrix completely and rid us of this enslavement as a species? I don't know. I would hope so. I would think so. Maybe that's as far in the future and positive thinking I get, otherwise I'm in the reality of it. I will say when it's if it's just truth, fact, and reality, guys. And if you haven't watched that video, Truth, Fact, and Reality, on this channel and the one before or after, to give you the concept of what I'm talking about and how to get out of that, well, everybody's got their own opinion. Well, I might be right or I might be wrong. I just don't know. I just sort of float with the breeze and learn my lessons and trust in Jesus. It's, if you want to get out of that and having to rely on these authority figures, go watch those 2 videos. It'll give you a great outline for how to reclaim your mind and your authority and reclaim your essence and be a human again instead of a slave, a brain-dead zombie, a mindless minion who's just following the rest of humanity right off the cliff, just going, well, everybody else is doing it. It's going to be all right. It's craziness. So, yeah, again, Joe Lex, I'm not, being mean. I'm not being a bully. I'm not trying to, make you look foolish. I'm just pointing out how, the enslaved mindset works. Because when you're not enslaved, you're not going, well, quantum physics says, that's not where you're, well, this says, well, we're just here to learn. We got to do the best we can. No, there wasn't a critical thought in anything that he said. He was just piecing things together from, different theories and religions and, just these different areas. You know what I mean? Joe Lex, but I wonder, because that was his first video that he watched of mine. I wonder if he ever went through and watched any other videos, because I don't remember him ever seeing him comment anywhere else on any other videos after that. And that was between a month to 2 months ago that video was left in his comment. So, I don't know. But hopefully this helps clear the air on some things that you guys can, see where I'm coming from. Again, this is all just meant to open the dialogue and the conversation to help you guys clear out cognitive dissonance and face these things that, we just put in the background and just grab whatever quick answer we can that, it makes us feel good and allows us to get through work tomorrow. You know what I mean? So, our coping mechanisms. So, please feel free to leave comments. Again, if you leave comments about Jesus or a religion and that's your way of coping, then, it's just, that's so narrow-minded. That's so mind in the box. It's slave-minded. It's mindless. It's non-critical thinking. It's not facing reality. It's avoiding what's going on around us. If you're going to blow this whole thing off of what's happening in this world and just be like, oh, we're just here to learn lessons, that again is just a coping mechanism of wishful thinking that, okay, I'm just going to do the best I can and avoid everything, and not think too deeply, because that'll, like he said, that'll make you, put you in the loony bin. That'll make you, probably off yourself. That'll make you, what I mean? So, avoiding critical thinking is ignorant, okay, completely ignorant, and it's that I don't want to be around that. So I will answer strongly to any ignorant comments, but if you're not sure about something, or you need, again, all my videos on the other channel, Richard Swink, that I put in the playlist, all explain the thought processes, and the truth, fact, and reality video on this channel over between a month to 2 months ago, and the one right before that or after that, it all explains how you get out of that whole opinion based searching for answers and all that shit. So best wishes to everybody on their journey, and I hope this helps some people, and take care of yourself, guys. Nobody else will.